Round two of the MotoGP World Championship is upon us. Argentina is that round, and we're going to look at five talking points heading into the weekend for you to keep an eye on. And I suppose the big one really is, can Marc Marquez continue his strong form from Thailand? I think he can. His record around this circuit suggests that it should
Yep.
be very favourable for him. And we've heard the media day comments from pretty much all the riders, and they've said that the track is in a dirty condition, which it often is in Argentina. But when you think back to dirty track conditions, a lower grip situation, it comes to mind that Aragon 2024 was
Yep.
very, very similar. Not to this extent. It was a very unique situation in Aragon last year. But who thrived the most in that? Marc Marquez. And then we'll come on to his teammate, Paco Bagnaia, who in the press conference said that, yeah, he walked and ran the track and it wasn't ideal. And both Marquez brothers said it was fine. So if that's going to be the case, are we going to see a repeat of Thailand? And in terms of Marc Marquez always leading the way, I do think so. His record around this circuit is good, but it's also a strange one. So it goes like this: he's won in 2014, crashed out in 2015 after the collision with Valentino Rossi. He won in 16, crashed out of the lead in 17, and then in 2018 had that chaotic race where he was completely off the rails. And then in 2019, which was the last time Marc Marquez was actually at this circuit, and he was riding, of course, for Repsol Honda, he had a 3.3 second lead after 3 laps. He would have won by probably 12 seconds. He won by 9.8, I think it was in the end. But really, he slowed down to celebrate on that last lap. So it puts in perspective of what he is capable of doing around here. And I do think that he will win both races, barring a mistake from himself. Then looking at his biggest challenger, who do I think it could be? I do think that Alex Marquez can be it. It's really down to, can Alex continue the, again, it's all about continuing that confidence and that flow from the great preseason and first round that he had. A circuit that he had his first ever MotoGP pole position around in 2023. Yes, it was in wetter conditions, but he does like this circuit. He got a podium in the Grand Prix 2 years ago, and I think that he can pose a threat. It's just similar, like I say, the reference for me is Aragon here,
Yep.
2024. Can he be the best of the rest or try to challenge for the podium? Yes, but he needs to keep himself grounded, because in the past with Alex Marquez, he's had good results and then he's kind of dropped away, he's crashed out, or he hasn't really able to capitalize on a result from one round to the next. But I do think he can. Let's see what he can do this weekend. And then Pecco Bagnaia, third in the World Championship. Of course, two third places in Thailand. Touched on it briefly at the start there. Talked about his not
Yep.
great record around this circuit. It is a circuit that he's never had a podium around. Although he has, well, to his defence, he was in second place when he crashed out in the wet 2 years ago. I think it's a circuit that he can adapt to. The Ducati certainly can. It's something that he's made clear in his media comments. The Ducati is perfectly suited around this circuit. It's perfectly suited around every circuit, let's be honest. But he said that, yeah, he's got
Yep.
he's got some work to do to try and be fully comfortable. And when you look across at his teammate, who is in confidence is high, his form is great. He looks Marc Marquez looks very relaxed, and I always think if Marc Marquez is looking relaxed, it's a sign that something is very, very good in his head and his headspace. So, yeah, Banyaya, I think if he can get Friday sorted, I think that's the key. Often seen it in the past with Pecco. When things go a bit sort of to see, he's always playing catch up. And in Aragon last year, he had bad starts on the grid because of the dirty dirt, essentially. I
Yep.
won't think it will be like that this weekend, but he needs to make sure that he's on Q2 on Friday. If he gets into Q2, he can qualify in the front row. Maybe he does have the pace to take it to Mark here. Maybe he's going to surprise, but I do think that he has to play the long game in this situation, knowing that his teammates going to be very strong. For Pecco, I do think that podiums are there to be gotten, but it's the question of who can challenge him for it, and that's where we lead to our next point, Aprilia. Now, of course, no Jorge Martin. It's confirmed that himself, he said he won't be at the Circuit of Americas for round 3 in Texas. He also says that he might not be fully ready yet to come back at the round after. That is, of course, in Qatar. So then you're looking at Jorge making a return for the European stretch of the season, which would be Jerez, near the end of April. I mean, Jorge, effectively, his championship's already over. If he comes back there, there's no secret making that. But it's good to see him on camera yesterday speaking instead of just seeing a press release. And yeah, wishing him all the best for his recovery. But as they say, Aprilia, Marco Bezzecchi, the last time out Grand Prix we had here, of course, he won in 2023 in difficult wet conditions. And of course, if you didn't know, he took his first Moto3 victory around here in 2018. I believe it was his first Grand Prix victory in the World Championship scene. I think that the Aprilia, of course, is well suited. Lisa Spargo took his first victory in 2022. Around here, the Aprilia has proven to be, I think, an upgrade this year on its predecessor. Of course, you've got Ayagura, who's very strong, but as that rookie factor, kind of Gura really continued to form from Thailand, it would be a massive surprise to me because he had the benefit of testing in Thailand and then racing around it. Argentina, very different with the grip and, of course, the nature of the circuit. I think it'll suit Agura, but for me, Bezzecchi, if you're looking for a rider this weekend to watch, keep an eye on him. I do think he's going to go very strongly. I think if he can get a really clean qualifying, which he said is his area that he struggled in. I mean, he didn't qualify badly at all in Thailand. I think there's a real chance that he can mix it with the Ducatis, and I think that he will be looking to get a podium in both, if not one of the races for this weekend. Yeah, prediction wise, we'll finish. It's awful boring saying this. I'll try and give you my podium predictions for both races. I do think Marc Marquez is going to win both. And yeah, barring a catastrophic mistake, I don't think anyone will have the pace really to match him if he's in that vein of form that he seems to be in. Second for me in the sprint,
Yep.
I'll say Pecco Bagnaia will get second. And I think Marco Bezzecchi will be third. In the Grand Prix, I think Pecco Bagnaia will be third. I think Alex Marquez will be second. So I think we'll have a repeat podium from last time out in the Grand Prix. But I do think we'll see the Aprilia of Marco Bezzecchi get very close to the Ducatis. And then, yeah, let me know who you think in the comments. But do you think I've missed anybody in terms of who do you think will be competitive heading into this weekend? Certainly looking forward to it. It's always a unique track, Argentina. It delivers usually good races, and the weather can play a factor sometimes too. Who knows? Suggested reports earlier in the week said we could get rain on Sunday, which always throws up a lot of surprises. But if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below, subscribe if you're brand new, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.